Clash of Clans Podcast, OG, episode 69. And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Scotty827, joined live in studio by the one, the only Sleyd from El Reloaded. How's it going, man?
Good. Yourself?
Good. I was telling Sleyd beforehand that this is the podcast I've wanted to do for a long time. And so it's finally nice to be able to sit down and catch up with another leader in the Houses of El, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Yeah, thank you.
I guess, should we start with maybe your history? When you joined Reloaded, as I'm kind of walking through everything, I'm trying to piece it all back together, like all the,
Yeah, it's actually, my history is quite long with the game. And so I started back in January of 2013. And I know Boaz, as a friend of yours, has been on the podcast as well. And matter of fact, it's kind of funny, his and I's story from the very early days is quite similar. Cool. So I started in January 2013. The first, I was on an airplane. I was traveling somewhere. I was playing Angry Birds or something, and I was just I was over it. I was just I got to figure out something else to do. I was on the plane. I was on a tarmac or something. So I was what was the top rated game? And Clash of Clans came up. So I joined it. Yes, I got to get on there. Yeah. And then, so the first clan I joined was something called Skull Crushers or something like that. I was a skateboarder, so it sounded kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, it was kind of funny though, instantaneously, the first 2 or 3 days, there was major drama. Already in the clan, I was what the heck did I sign up for? Here's supposed to be this game, and there's this chat going on, and the leader is getting pissed off at somebody and making threats and stuff. And I'm wait, I'm out of here, right? Whoa. So, yeah, and then, I also too, then I started doing a search, whatever, and Clash of Thrones came up as one of those clans, right? And he talked about it, you go in there and you go on the website and you type in your information, and they put you in a clan. And so I actually got put into Iron Sons with Boaz was there.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's kind of the it was even too I re-listened to his podcast with you from the early days, and it was just this. It was just bringing back all these memories, and so it was kind of crazy. And I know you know the story, right? So there was an uprising in the early days of that whole because there's all these different clans, and so we went over to Oasis, the Oasis,
okay.
And him and Capone and
memories are dusting off.
Yeah, no, it's I had to dust off the cobwebs, right, to kind of go back and just kind of remember everything. And then, so we're at Oasis, and then, I was even revamping and looking at, cause I was one of the early members of the True Sons. So that was July of 2013. And, so I was cool. with the early days. Yeah. And with the clan there for, it was a good, probably 2-year run that I had there. And then, of course, drama started happening, and, there was a break off with the clan, and I actually ended up with Deadplate, DP, and a bunch of other people from
Dirty
True
Pirate?
Sons. No, Deadplate. It's not Dirty Pirate. They're different DP. Oh, yeah. Okay. And so, we were over at Savage Sleuths for a while, and then there's, so then, but to kind of shorten up the story, so after a couple of years there was even more, drama, and, the clan splitting apart, and me and DP actually, and some others, we actually ended up in House of El, Maine.
And that was probably
maybe because you know what, I was looking through some old stuff to kind of remember some stuff, but I was in Maine, it was probably 2000, so probably left True Sons around 2015, and then Savage Sleuths was probably 2017. yeah, we crossed paths because 2017, I was probably 2018 getting into like the main account for House of L. Um, and I was there for a little bit, and then I started like I kind of was like I didn't take a break, but I was like just not. I was playing every day, but like I was
Yeah.
bouncing between like L Relaxed, and then I was at House of L2, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, it's kind of just
I,
different pacing and different lanes, especially like in those days. Like
yeah, it was just yeah, like I said,
every clan kind of had its own rhythm that you could kind of go to for its stuff, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, and like it was like what was nice too because like there was like, the earliest days of True Sons and Savage Sleuths, and then there was a time like I really just enjoyed relaxed, just because it
Yeah.
was just truly relaxed. And there's actually
Yeah,
that
and
bit
like
of element. There's actually that bit of element on Reloaded, like you know, probably jumping a little bit too forward here, but like yeah, like so I was kind of
you
like
can
in
jump
between
anywhere.
all the yeah, we kind of can jump. I was like in between the clans, and there's a part of me that still loves like a lot of the chat banter that happens.
Yeah.
But then also too, there's a side of me like I like to just, because of what I do and travel so much and stuff like that. There's a side of me that just likes to get in there and
Yeah,
do what I
just
need to
like no
do
pressure.
and say some things. And I mean, because back in the day, like, especially at True
Yeah.
Sons in the early days, like we were planning every attack. Like, you had
Sketching it out.
sketching it out and like
Yep.
had to go through like, three or four different people and like every base design had to be like talked about and it
Yeah.
was just like just to get one raid in was just like it took about an hour, right? Just
Yeah.
like, and it was good. I mean, at one point, like and all the clans that had been at one point, we were always like one of the top war clans.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You guys were like running
And
in the circles of like you guys were in all the tournaments, like doing
they,
this.
the early days, in the early days, yeah, it wasn't necessarily the tournament. We were just up against like like One Hive and War Beads and WHF and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so like yeah, it was just a good time, and like I really did enjoy all that stuff. But there's also too a bit of the burnout, especially too like
Yeah.
when all the
Well,
drama starts happening, and this person does this and this person does that, and then you got to remember too there was the whole like modding phase and
oh yeah.
people doing that, and then people getting banned, and like
Yeah.
and then
Well,
just trying to be fair play and
it's fun in the different eras.
yeah. Yeah,
Because
right. Yeah. Yeah.
like I've been working with on the website to just get everything kind of updated, get all the old posts up there and everything, like
Yeah.
all the old episodes. And so it's like I've been going through I've been seeing episodes as they get posted and like in the descriptions, and then I'm kind of seeing it all laid out on a timeline,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a special episode. So this is when I was doing this stuff with Boaz, and Boaz was
Yeah.
doing this, and then there's like the Boaz Jake episodes and stuff, and
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
see it
Yeah. Yeah.
all laid out like in chronological order is really, it's wild, and it's really bringing back a lot of like, it's piecing together, maybe is what I'm looking
Well,
for.
I actually want to do that. I want to go through and do like that, just piece it all together. Because when you asked me to do this, I was like, it's such a long time,
Yeah.
to be playing the game, and like there's stuff you remember, there's stuff you forget, and then you kind of go back and you're like, oh my god, I remember all this, and this was
Yeah.
funny, or this
And
was,
how could I not
like,
remember that?
yeah, how could I not, just all that kind of stuff, but yeah, so I ended up like with Reloaded, like, so I was in Maine for a while, and then Maine kind of fell off again. This was before, like, right before you came back on board, and so I ended up like I went back to True Sons for a minute, and then I ended up like permanently back at Reloaded for back over about a year now. Um,
Yeah.
and even there was some changes with leadership, and then Corn took over like official leader, and then I'm the co-leader. Um, but him and I definitely, it's a dual effort, and I'm always running stuff past him for medals and this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
bonuses and that kind of stuff. We do our best to keep it all together and get people motivated to, get their war raids in and all that kind of stuff. Like we were talking earlier, it's like herding cats,
Something
trying
to
to get
do.
everybody to do what they need to
Yeah,
do, right? So,
yeah. Yeah, especially like when you're kind of going between clans and things like that, and
hmm
and just trying to
yeah,
make it work. It can be like, whew, kind of whirlwind. I
yeah,
I I did want to ask you, as you were talking about like the True Sons and the old days,
yeah,
when you
yeah.
when you think back to like when I say like the old days or like True Son True Sons, what is like the memory like that pops in your head maybe first, like or the when you go, oh, that was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was a good time. Like it was, especially too when all like the clan war started. Because it was a good
Yeah.
group. It was a good group of people. Like I said, the first very clan I was in, I was like, what the heck is this? And then over at Iron Suns, I started getting like a good taste of like chatting with people that had like very like similar interests and just, we could talk shit, in there. And it was just good. Like
Yeah.
became friends. And it was like, that was like the first kind of experience like that I had, like being in the game and chat with people that you really don't know. Right.
Yeah.
And then you get to
Yeah.
know them, and like, for instance, there was like Trix that was in the clan with True Sons, and actually, him and I like would hang out and stuff, on occasion. And so like you just got to get, like become friends with people. But also too, is just like a fun time in the game because it was just growing so much, especially too when the
Yeah.
clan wars came out, and
Right.
like we just really like we never were a trophy push clan, like maybe when somebody maxed out something, they might try to push a little bit in trophies, but we were definitely like serious about wars. And
Oh, yeah.
there's definitely, I have a
And
competitive side to
organized.
me, and organized and being organized about it. And so it was really, really fun, and like when you get that victory, and you're like
Yeah.
win by a point and somebody gets in there and threes at the last second or two, whatever. And it was just good bragging rights, And so it's just like we had a really good like 2-year run. And
When I
then,
when I think about like
yeah,
the True
it's,
Sons, right?
yeah,
Like for and kind of when you're describing that, I remember kind of like good, like a really like awesome, like when I think about like the old days, the good old days, right? For that
yeah,
point,
yeah,
I think about like recording with Boaz,
yeah,
like
yeah,
in winter, and like, and then also being around. I remember very specifically like, driving back to record in a very, very cold night or whatever, but like the Saturday Night Hive and all of that kind of stuff that was going on too.
yeah.
Um, do you remember that Saturday Night Hive with from One Hive
It
with
sound of
Kate?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. I did kind of recall that for sure.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
kind of all mixed together in my brain right there of like
Yeah, yeah.
good memories, like listening to that and that on the way back, and then recording with Boaz and hear about the True Sons and all. And so yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I should say a good shout out to all the nutsacks out there. That was part of the thing about, I mean, if you like the early days there too, like when any prospect came in, they had to say nutsack, and a lot of people were like so confused, right? They were just like, what the heck are these guys about? Right?
What's going
And
on
then
around here?
then they had to try out, right? And that was even tougher, right? They had to try out and show the raids, and so it was just fun, it was fun. And even too when we were over at Savage Sleuths, there was the whole war element. And that's, I would love to, like, even with Reloaded, like we do get some good wars and we definitely have good members. We just can't get enough of them to stay, right? For whatever
Yeah,
reason, and like we do get some good wars, and we win some close ones, but then we lose some close ones because somebody doesn't get their
somebody.
second raid in, or they forget they did the war altogether. They don't even get 2 raids in, so it's as the position that I'm in, like it just gets a bit frustrating, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it just try to keep it as relaxed as possible, and it's because like I said, even those early days, it definitely got like heated though. You know what I mean? Like there was
Oh
definitely
yeah.
some serious like arguments happening over
Yeah,
chat
stuff
and
gets
this
on the
and that.
line,
Yeah,
right?
right. So it was,
Any
yeah,
group and or
yeah. Just even the
like
whole like, what was the early before Discord? What was it? Gosh, what was the other chat thing that
oh,
everybody was on?
TeamSpeak, um, TeamSpeak,
Teams? No, it was something else. I
TeamSpeak.
can't remember. It was.
We did
It'll come to me afterwards, but yeah, it was.
we did Line, TeamSpeak. Oh, I know which one you're thinking of too.
It has it has like a little blue face on it or something. What was it
Yeah.
called? I don't know, I can't remember. My brain cells are a little
There's
yeah,
some
but we had all the different groups on there, and but yeah,
Yeah, there
good.
was a point where you could literally go into, and I'm just going to say TeamSpeak for
Yeah,
this one because it might have been that, but um, what the hell is that other one? It like you could
that's
literally go on there almost in any 24-hour, any point of the day, and there would be somebody in there.
oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
just nonstop, right? Yeah, it was
yeah. I
between
renamed it
between
House of L Bar and Grill. Uh,
right, yeah,
at one point because I like there's always somebody here. Like people just pop in on their way home from work, and
yeah.
even and chat about stuff and driving somewhere.
Yeah, I know that, and that was also too. That was part of it as well. Like, it wasn't just the game; there was just the whole other element. So, like, there was just like, yeah, if you just ever wanted to just shoot the shit with somebody, there was somebody there to to
Yeah,
chat with. So it was, and like you could see now, like Discord is way quieter than even from the early days when it started, and I think just there's
I think a
definitely
lot
a
of
burnout
people
factor. Get burned out, or they're just they got
now have kids or something like that,
yeah.
or have come back because they now they have time or
Right. I
X, Y.
remember people like, oh, they got to sneak away to go to the bathroom to get away to go get a raid in, or just
Yeah.
just shit like that. And you're right. It's like,
My family's gone. We're partying,
let's go,
boys.
yeah, let's go, right? I do remember. So, yeah, there was people always, oh, dude, I got to break away for 10 minutes, get this raid in real
Yeah.
quick. Families in the,
Yep.
like just kids are
And
yelling at
having to
me.
just take a picture while you're
Yeah,
clashing.
right. Of
Yeah.
course, so. Funny stuff like that. It's pretty classic. Um, but yeah, you and I, we definitely cross paths for sure because I'm definitely obviously know you, and there's just plenty of people that are in House of L that cross paths and just kind of yeah,
Yeah. We're like trying to place the timing
yeah, exactly,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
was it
yeah,
right here or was this person here when this person was here too? Like,
right, yeah,
connecting the
yeah,
dots. What are you
exactly.
guys running over there then? Like in wars?
Well, for the war leagues, we try to do 30, but this last time we did 15, but then people get upset, right? Because they're not in it. But we're like,
Yeah.
what's the one thing that drives me crazy about the opt-in? I wish they had, because the opt-in, you can't see who's opt-in until you actually start the war, right? And
Yeah.
so and that's kind of frustrating. I wish you could press on the green button and you'd show the names of everybody who did the thumbs up on it, So we'll try, and then we'll actually, have people come
Oh,
over from
you
Maine,
can.
or you can,
Yeah, just click on the thumbs up.
and it shows all the names.
Yeah. And then I just screenshot that. And then I
Oh, so
open
before, when you're starting the war, I thought is what happened when you
oh
start. Oh, you go back and you go back
or
and
are you
you
talking about like
stop.
her I was talking sorry. I was thinking about so you use that for the CWL sign up?
We were doing that, but then the problem was people would do the opt-in, but then after the sixth, seventh, fifth day, they didn't realize they were opting in first. So I tried doing put in the chat, raise your hand, I'm going to be in for all 7 days. And that really didn't work very well the last time because people got upset because they weren't in the war, and then we tried switching people out, and then people were bummed but I was like, hey, you got your 8 stars, you're going to get medals, right? So
Yeah.
let these other guys come in there and get their medals. And at that time, for the last war, we were going to get deregulated anyways, right? So for me, I would have been like, okay, well, this guy is consistently 3-star. We want to get promoted. So, and you're not doing it. You got your 8 stars. So I'm going to bring in somebody that maybe can get more consistent 3 stars, but so we try to do for clan war leagues to do 30, but on average on regular wars, it's usually about 20 people that we get consistently. So, and even then it's sometimes we have to put in 2 or 3 subs. But
What
we do have
what's
a
the
good
TH
consistent
makeup?
15. It's pretty much all Town Hall 17s. We might have one 16 in there, but yeah, we have a lot of 17s. I know like as of I've been max, but I have four like supercharges that will be done tomorrow, so I'll be done with all that, and I think there's a couple others that might be close to me on as far as that, but everybody's I think got some pretty good upgrades as far as the
Well,
17s are concerned.
I was just wondering because like I don't know why we didn't kind of connect more on CWL. Um, because like if you do a 15 and not everybody's cool with that, we could probably let them war in like L2. I think like we can configure the room as
Yeah.
like an
Okay.
option. Like if somebody's like, hey, I want a CWL, but I might not get on or something. Or if you know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you're at 20 and somebody would rather, I mean, they can just come do their hits. If you know what I mean?
Well, the
Like we could try
last
to
time we
figure
actually,
that out.
yeah, the last time we got, because a couple people came over from Maine, and we actually got promoted, and we only needed two more people to be consistent. Like we were so close. It's that's how
Yeah.
in CWL, it's like there's so many wars that you're just like you might lose by a point because somebody didn't like raid, right, and so you lose those 10-point bonuses for losing that, right, and then it's just those little things. So if you can just get all 30 to do, all 7 wars and get, they're one attacking for that, but yeah, we could talk about it for sure. I mean,
Yeah. Just as
the
an
next time
option.
it kind of like, to move some people around and, kind
Because
of
we've
figure that
got
stuff out.
how we've been doing it is like Maine is the Town Hall 17s, like and just doing 15. Then we've got
Yeah.
kind of 17s, some 16s and 15s in L2. And it's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
mix up. And we were only at 15 in there and I had to trade people out last time. And
Okay.
so, and then in L Warborn, we're doing the Tunnel 14s and lower because it's a lower league.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So, we're
Yeah.
kind
There
of
might be
trying to make
you.
a place for everybody who wants to war, have a place for everybody who wants to war.
That's good. Yeah, it's good because there are some lower town halls that we have in the clan, and I think they're probably reluctant because they're so low. But if we're able to say, "Hey, you guys can go to El Warborn," and it's 14 and below, then that might be a good option for them. But that's also too a little bit of the frustration too. Like with the clan, there's definitely some people that are chatting, communicating, but there's some people like me and Corn is like, does that guy ever say anything? Like, and
Yeah.
like that's one of those things too. Like they'll never say anything, then they get pissed off at you for whatever reason, and they chat for like, and you're like, we never heard from this guy, and all of a sudden he's complaining, right? And we're like,
Yeah.
what the heck? We're like, what's this about? Like, and then they leave, and you're like, well, at least give us a chance to like tell you why we did what we did. It's just so it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I
We
swear,
had
right?
one
You
guy who
guys,
was like, he was like, had the world record for least donations. I mean, like 0 for months, but he did his war attacks and stuff, and we're like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
some people just play it different, I guess.
Yeah, there's one guy in our clan, like I've never even heard him say anything. He's always gets his war raids in, but he's never donated a troop and he never received a troop. And so I'm like, whatever works for you, man, like,
Yeah.
but,
You
he
got a
definitely does
different
his
kind
war
of
raids.
game.
Yeah, right. So, hey, for me, as long as you get your war raids in, I'm happy because
Yeah.
that to me is the main reason I play the game, and so that's I guess that's still the funnest part of it all, for me.
Did you guys promote or did you stay the same last CWL?
No, we got demoted, unfortunately. That's the
Did
one
you
we went to 15, and that's when we had the toughest time. Because
Masters 2,
there
right?
too, like,
It was
yeah,
Masters 1 and now
we
back to
were
Masters 2.
we yeah, exactly. No, now we're back down to Masters 3 because we were in Masters 2. We got promoted to
Oh.
Masters 2, so now we're Masters 3. But there, the
Oh,
15
okay.
versus 15, like if somebody, that's when you really feel the pain of somebody. If it's the 30, if
Yeah.
somebody misses a raid, like you can make that up. But if and then so many misses, or you get too many 1 stars as well. Like, and that just, hate to say it, but 2 stars definitely help win wars,
Yeah.
So as much as 3s are great, like, 1 stars hurt, especially if there's too many. If there's one
Well,
here and there, that's fine, type thing. But
and it's almost like in CWL, I it you almost kind of got to throw that I'm just thinking out loud right now, right?
hmm
Because you're playing a battle like a 7-day endurance. So
hmm
like the 1-star approach, like you're like, yeah, could win that war, but then in the long run, it kind of, and just now I'm kind of thinking that kind of does alter it a little bit.
yeah,
If that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, if somebody, I mean, obviously they're trying for 3 and they end up 1 starring, but like that's really like, I always think you
Yeah.
got it in your mind, like always kind of have the guaranteed 2,
Yeah, exactly.
to,
That's what I
like,
more
yeah, like,
thinking of.
you got to have the guaranteed 2, and like, obviously plan for the 3, but you got to make sure you get that town hall down, and so,
It's like,
whether you're
right.
sending in a blimp or whatever, like you just got to make sure you got some kind of safety strategy in your mind that if stuff does go, the wrong way, you could correct it quickly, so, but it
And
happens to all of
when
us.
somebody, yeah, and when it happens to somebody
hmm
that like they're their own worst critic. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
just
yeah,
and they're like, look, you just want to be like, look, we understand.
yeah,
Just you
exactly.
put your stuff and don't worry about it. Like go easier on yourself. Like we'll take it up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was a rough CWL for us for sure. We
yeah. That's
almost
what you
got
were saying.
demoted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
saying that. The same kind of issues as when people weren't getting raids in, or just.
No, I don't know what it was really, and uh, I I don't know if it was particularly me and because I was doing the CWL between 2 clans, and Warbig was kind of, or he was doing El Warborn, so I was just I kinda had
Okay.
my mind in those 2.
Okay.
And so just from and 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 I'm just kinda saying this is like in not to disparage my clanmates, but just kinda from
Yeah.
where I was sitting, 'cause they all did great, and so I'm kinda, so when I was sitting there going through it, I'm kinda looking at it, from that angle and trying to get people to, the other clan and then to get
Yeah.
bases posted, and just I guess, in particular, maybe it was just the overall pacing of it's just a summer, right? It's
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
August, it's summer, people are busy, where you would
Yeah.
think, "Oh, summer's coming up, we got so much time," and so rhythms are
Yeah.
just kind of at that point, and so we kinda went into it, a little bit slow, and I think everybody was doing their best for sure, I mean, I thought,
hmm
collectively, and I just kinda had a just was not clicking. I felt, disjointed a little bit, and it might just be, like I said, because I was between the 2 clans. Because other people, I don't know if they noticed it as much, and I think maybe they saw me getting a little, irritated and thought it
Yeah.
was because the score or something like that, and I don't think it was, but it was just trying to figure out what was off about the whole rhythm and
Well, that's just also
connectedness
too
of
part of the game. Like, like I think too, like everybody has like ebb and flow where like, they feel like they're playing the game really well, or like, like it literally could be from
Yeah.
one day to the next day. Like, you
Yeah,
like
right.
Legend Attack, like let one day in Legends, you're crushing it. And then the next day you're like,
Yeah.
can't barely do
Well.
anything. And then, and then like, and also too, like, even with CWL, I like your bases, like, and not, so everybody's trying to get new bases, but not everybody gets new bases. And like, some of the bases definitely need to be changed. And there again, like it's a timing thing. So I don't have lot of time to go back and look at everybody's bases to see if they refresh their braces. And like that's something
Yeah.
like back in the old days we would do. Like we would constantly, and I always try to refresh my base, and I know some other people do as well. But do I know if everybody's doing that in the clan? Probably not, right?
Yeah.
And even now too, like with the whole broom witch stuff, and like like you got to change the base around, right? Get those whisk
Yeah.
towers going, protected and this and that. But so there's just all these things that you got to obviously think about from all these new like stuff that's happening, while CWL is happening, and they're changing troop, comps and that kind of stuff, but not the last
Not,
one that wasn't there, but even, that's just kind of one of those things that that does happen, so.
yeah. And I think like, and maybe like I said, it's like the summer. We don't, it's just every so often you just have a round that it's just not working right. It's just not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
coming together,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
And so we
Yeah.
started off in a couple losses, but it was awesome because did start, uh, we did end up in the same league as English Henchmen, who we had just faced the week before, which is Bomb's clan. So we ended up getting a rematch for that war, and I started off really excited, like this is it,
Yeah.
we're going into face off, and then it's
Yeah.
just like hammer, 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 and everybody just kind of it just everybody maybe like 1 or 2%, myself included.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were all kind of just, from where it might be that the bases got stronger too over like the last month, and
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So in the end, we round after round, and I think it was like round 3 or 4, and it was like, oh God, we might demote.
Right. You're like, oh man, what's going on here? It's like, yeah.
This is not how I imagined this going at all.
Oh, even
And
though, yeah.
yeah, I thought we'd all be, celebrating and, fighting for that, like that top spot, like battling it like the last couple CWLs and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it was not by any means anybody's fault in the clan. And like I said, I was kind of between both clans. So it's like my field of vision was wider. So it's like more chaos and then, just normal or just trying to go back and forth. And so in the end, we got down to it, and it was like, it was close. We we didn't demote,
Oh, yeah.
luckily, but,
Yeah, I was in the chat, like, just come on, people, trying to rally up the troops, and trying to be it just, unfortunately, there's definitely people who, there's just not enough people in the clan that actually like really care, so it just makes it tough. And I'm like, come on, we can't get demoted, and we got to do this, and then,
well,
you
and
know,
we'll all go at it, everybody kind
yeah,
of went at it, but it was just, I think everybody, like, in the busyness, just was like, "Okay, I gotta get my I don't have the extra couple minutes, this month maybe."
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and I don't know, like, it it was definitely the competition too because, like, they were
yeah,
tough, their bases were
yeah,
tough,
yeah, yeah.
and
And that's where I think too, like you're facing a clan who's probably, like they're maybe more organized with getting different bases or making sure, the bases are, you know, going on, whatever the meta attack's gonna be, like they're just being more
yeah,
proactive with that. And like that's where I
tested it,
like
adapted it a
test
little
it.
bit from the base
Yeah,
you get, and
yeah, of course, to fight what's usually getting thrown out there, so. And yeah, so there's so many different combinations of things, and that's kind of the one thing where when we talked about the old days, that like I just feel like there was way more of that than there is, and as much as like even for me that I would like to be more like that, but not. It doesn't have to be as like, okay, we
yeah,
gotta sit there and
it's a
speak
very
to every
fine
every
balance.
it's fine balance because you still want to have fun, but like you don't want to make it super stressful, like have full
Fine, slow
anxiety
way.
attacks, when you're rating, so like, but like it's
Yeah.
still, dog, like I play it because I want to, us to get promoted. I want the clan to, you know, get up there and that kind of stuff. And so, but I'll just keep on trying at it. We got some good
Yeah.
members, and hopefully we get, we got really good, like, good people. It's just we need more of them,
Well,
and then that's really what it comes down to.
and the thing is too, is like, there's only so many leagues. Like, what's the
Yeah,
rush? I mean,
right.
it's like you want to promote, to me, like usually in those matches, it, as long as everybody's doing their best, it just doesn't really bother me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
That's
like,
true. It's
I,
it's
I,
it's just like the misraid thing is really what drives me
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I mean, then you get into like a different territory. But like
Yeah.
when everybody's got their attacks in, everybody does a good swing. Like it really doesn't. I mean, that winning and the losing part of that doesn't. But I mean, because like if we're just working great together as a team, it's like, hey, we did
Yeah.
our best here. We'll get it the next time. Like we just
Totally.
learned
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot from this, and
Yeah.
this league ain't going nowhere. So
Yeah. Exactly. And like Corn was saying something too, because there was a time where we didn't actually want to get promoted because I forget what the bonuses. I forget what it was. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like the amount of like extra stuff that you got from being promoted, and like
have
being
to have more
promoted, it actually is
responsibility.
is more responsibility and more stressful. So it was like, do we really want to get promoted? Because like right now we're like scratching our heads trying to get this figured out. It's not like an who's first, who's second, who's third type deal, right?
Yeah.
Who's doing
Just
what,
gonna
but
try the lazy river over here and
yeah, exactly.
see
Right.
if
So,
yeah.
but uh, but
And
yeah, so
just a nice benchmark too. I like that CWL just to kind of see which has been cool over the last year um and a half to kind of see how you grow, kind of see how like percentage increases
hmm
and you're just always whittling at it, right? If you're building a
yeah,
team,
yeah, of
you're just kind
course.
of working on something. So I enjoyed
Yeah, no,
Clashy,
it's
but it
for sure.
was a
It's
rough one for the House of L for sure.
yeah, same for us for sure. We had a good streak going. We were definitely doing well for quite a while, and then yeah, that just kind of hit. So hopefully this next one we can rebound and just yeah, give it a little bit better effort, I guess, across the board. So we'll see what happens with that. But
Well, part of me thinks a little bit. Another, uh, you know, we got summer, and then we've also got Clashiversary,
yeah,
and,
absolutely, yeah, yeah.
eh, and maybe it's blame Supercell for this. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Yeah.
but I did think like there was a lot of expectation for Clashiversary.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the gear up towards it, or kind of like the talk online,
hmm
especially, and what maybe my expectation for it. And then it hit, and I don't know if it's just me, like, but I just kind of was underwhelmed by like the start of it. Like,
Yeah, even too, like everybody, even the chat was just like, and honestly, I don't remember what I got from the treasures chest. Nothing was even like stuck in my mind that was great. Everybody was like complaining, like, "What did you get?" Somebody got like a
yeah,
hammer of something, and like no one really got anything.
Christmas.
It's kind of and like it was just like it was definitely underwhelming. So it's not just you. Like there was
Okay.
at least a handful or more people in our chat just the last day or so that said the exact same thing, and so it's, and like the troop thing, the broomwitch thing has been kind of fun, and I've been messing around with that as well. But yeah, just as far as like the rewards and like even the rush, I didn't even think we were going to get
Yeah.
the rush, but luckily they did the boost on it, right? So but
Okay.
so I think everybody got with the boost. We're now like well over like 30K, whatever we needed, because of the boost and stuff like that. But there was, yeah, I
That's what it
think
was.
saw
Okay.
that in the text. Like I was like, we might need some help here, because when I put that in the Discord, we were like only like at 13K, and we had 3 days left, and I'm like doing the math in my head. I'm like, we ain't gonna get this, type of thing. And because I like in Legends, I was, I can only get so much each day, and
Yeah, I was
was
starting to wonder like
too high.
how most clans are gonna do it.
Yeah, I was too high in trophies to like to get the dip to get down into Titans. So I knew I couldn't do it. I knew like Horn was there was too many of us that were in Legends. And so we needed the lower tier guys to really, and then luckily, like I said, with all the bonuses, we were able to crush it. But yeah, I was doing the math in my head on date, like with 3 days left. I'm like, yeah, no, we're gonna need some help here.
So
But you
this
guys
is
got it
the
all.
yeah, this is, and I just kind of want to preface it for people in the future to say we're talking about the Hero Rush event.
Oh
I
yeah,
was just going into Clash to like make sure I get these names right. The Hero
yeah,
Rush event in
yeah.
August of 2025 for the Clashiversary 13.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got all this gold elixir, right? Gold
Dark
elixir,
elixir. It's actually
dark
dark
gold,
elixir, but it's like this gold
gold,
color,
yeah.
dark, golden dark elixir.
And so we have to do like 30 million. And
Yeah, 30 million. Yeah, sorry, that was 30 million,
and
right? That's right.
I was exactly like you are. I was like looking at it, looking at my score, going, "Well, this is really abysmal." For one thing, like, wow,
Yeah,
wondering like how other clans are going to do it, and then starting to see as we filled up because we had a couple people just kicking butt on it,
yeah, yeah.
um, and so uh, then started to see other clans having problems, and I was like, "Ooh, is this going to be something like a widespread problem through Clash?" Um,
I'm sure probably Supercell probably realized that because I'm sure that's why the boost came into play because they're like, no one's gonna get this, like
yeah,
they had to see it coming, right? Because the push for them is like everybody like in my mind is everybody to be in Legends, right? So like unless you're like somebody that's really kicking it and the lower, Titan and below her than that, like like we were like, there's no way, until the boost kicked in. I was like, okay, we're gonna make it just fine at this point, 'cause what was it like a 25% or 30% boost on everything,
yeah,
and
yeah. Now it's like
somewhere around that, right?
300%.
Oh, is it
Boosted
300%?
300% now.
Okay, all right. So
So,
they saw the writing on the wall coming. And they were like, we got to boost this here because no one's gonna make it.
well, like on that like little they have like a lever or whatever, or like a
Yeah,
meter. It's
yeah,
like the one underneath 300 or 30 million is 9 million two
9,
hundred
right?
and fifty. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, wait a second. Where are we going here? Like,
yeah,
is
like
it supposed to be that impossible? I thought the 20
right.
million would have been something where you like, okay, like
They wouldn't have to do the
reasonable.
boost and like yeah, exactly. You could have attained that for the most part, right?
Yeah.
As long as everybody was getting at least 1 million or half a million, they
And
could do it.
maybe it was just that like even when people are done, you only have so many builders.
Yep.
And I think people find it inefficient to raid when they're not. I think some people would rather not raid and let the gold go to waste
No, for
than
sure.
raid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I have that natural inclination myself. So I'm like, I'm filled, now I'm just like, what am I gonna do with this gold? Like, I
Yeah, if
should just
you're,
be like, who cares? But it's just like, we don't want to waste it.
yeah, like for me, my strategy always was like, I never wasted anything. So if I could use it on a wall, I would use it on a wall, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't,
Like there is like,
don't waste your
y'all,
shield. Don't break your shield.
yeah, like if if you're, why raid if you feel like you're going to lose any more on a rate, getting rated again, if you're in one of the lower leagues, whatever. Yeah, so there's that mentality, right? They're like,
Yeah.
everybody's working. I don't need to raid, so I'm just gonna stay put.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to make me wonder how many of our clash behaviors are driven by game policies from the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that. Like, okay, yeah, well, you have to break a shield, and when you break your shield, you lose this, and then come raid you for X amount. So you just
Yeah.
kind of ingrain is like, oh, yeah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't break that cycle. right? You're this is part of the it's become habitual for you.
And I do think, and I'm wondering as a legacy idea, what do you think about that uh no wait update and like how it's changed now? Like, because we've had to wait for troops. Um,
Yes, yes, right, yes.
I
Yeah,
just can't get over the idea that it's
I,
really rippling through the
I,
game.
so for me, I like it, like, because because there's days that I'm really busy and like I normally would like space out my raids anyways, just to kind of like take a mental break, and then jump back in. But there's some days where I have to get in like five, like especially in Legends, get like five raids in at the end of the day, by the 11th hour to be able to get those eight raids in, right? So
Yeah,
not having to wait for the troops, and then being able to use, the medals to instantaneously, reinforce your troops. Like for me, it works. It doesn't really affect me in that manner, But there was a kind of the element of the game where you did have to kind of plan, like so it
yeah,
did take away a little bit kind of the like the old school way, like you had to wait for your troops. But then, there again, like in war, like I remember too, like back in the day, like, if you raided too early, like or like when the war was ending, and if you like then you had like
yeah.
it was just like this like stress, like you were panic attack, like
Yeah,
is this gonna be done before I get my raid in time, for the
I gotta
fort?
train my take me half hour to train my army, and I've only got 2 hours left in war. And
Like, and they're gonna plan it, so
yeah,
like for me, like there was definitely like those anxious moments, you're just trying to
oh
like,
yeah,
play the game and get it all done in time, but I'm okay with it. But I'm sure, there's kind of like the old school where just like even to like even some of the upgrades and stuff. I mean, I can just remember, and I know some of the upgrades are like take for a really long time, but there was some stuff that took like 17,
yeah,
18 days or 20 days or 21 days or something, right? And you're just,
right.
like you're just waiting, waiting, waiting. Definitely like teaches you patience if you don't want to gem or get a book or whatever, and you're
It's
just
like you had to decide. You had to
yeah.
decide before you locked in a 14 day
Hmm.
grade, once the new town hall came out.
Yeah, right.
Or,
Am I sure I want to do this right now? Type of thing.
well, I mean,
uh,
playing the game that's long, I mean, your builders have put in some work,
oh,
right? Like
yeah,
they get the longest level, like the longest times on most things.
they deserve a good vacation on the beach if I could ever take them
Yeah.
take them there, right? Yeah, they've
And
been yeah, like I said, I'm almost done with my final supercharges. Like I'll be done, I think, with everything by tomorrow or Friday. Actually, I'll be done. So,
oh,
and
really?
there again, I'm going to be sitting. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to be sitting on
I'm right
everything.
behind you.
Yeah. So yeah, I have four of the what am I upgrading right now? The builder huts. I got four builder
Oh,
hut upgrades. Yeah, left. Well, they'll be done. They'll be done. Yeah.
I'm just waiting on the pumps, mines, and drills to finish supercharging.
Okay. There you go.
So I think I'm like a week to 2 week away, 2 weeks away. And I didn't even want to say it on the podcast because like it has been 13 years in the making. And I, I just can't help feeling like there's a shoe ready to drop or like something's gonna,
Right.
as soon as I say it, I've learned that lesson a lot over the years.
So will
So
this be the first time you're going to be completely maxed then
yeah.
on everything?
Yep.
Okay, because I was last time as well. But like you're right. Like even now I'm sitting here like, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But then I'm like, there's
Yeah.
something going to come around the corner,
Michael,
and I know
I'm
you
not
talked about
trading
this
in the
before, right?
heroes.
No, like yeah, like everything I've got, like if trying to keep everything filled up, and but I know like on remember what your last podcast or episode, you were saying like I think like where they usually drop the new, like was it December or January? Sometimes I get confused a little bit when they do like the whole new town hall release.
Yeah.
So you're thinking it's December, January or something? Is that when they do it?
Tyler's or who was saying it was earlier? Was it Tyler
Oh,
or was it I can't remember, but I just am kind of under the impression that it's the first week in December, but I think it was because of Worlds or something. Like in
Oh
All
yeah,
It
that's right.
Goes
Yeah.
Worlds. But they usually drop that Hammer Jam too, right? For like 10 days before that.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a week?
So it would probably be after Worlds, right? Because they're not going to launch all this stuff before the Worlds. So I mean,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah, I
Town
think it's like
Hall, they're
right
not going to do that
after.
before they want to launch a new Town Hall before the Worlds,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's coming. So you got maybe like a month or two to really kind of enjoy, and then it's back to the grind.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I've started to play my second account more, which is really kind of fun. I've been neglectful, just like start something when I'm doing it, kind of using it like I just can't get into the because of like, I've got to get 2 account raids in. I won't let myself do it. Or I got to keep everything going. Like it'll get wherever it goes when it gets there. Like, uh, but it's kind of fun to raid and to see what like troops like. For example, I never had the minion prints at that level, and so I have no
oh
idea
right,
even like it caps out at level 10 for Town Hall 9, right? So it's a whole
yeah,
different play experience for me.
yeah, that is. I never messed around with the second account. Like it was just in my mind. It was just like, okay, that's like too much for me to worry about, right?
Yeah,
But I see, like, I do see what you're talking about. I see the value because it would be kind of fun to go back and to like play at like the lower levels again and be like, oh shoot, I forgot all about this, right? Like
yeah.
this raid and using these troops for this and that, and like
Like if
it
if you're
just yeah, I
bleeding and
would.
like you get your 8 legends in, and then like, okay, I'll go try something out. And it's funny. I think part of like being Town Hall 9 and again is just knowing or just thinking that it's easy and thinking
Right.
that it's easy. It's like you're like, the same troops I had, or you know what I'm saying for the most part, or strengths, but like I would have found this tricky
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
past, but
I could see it as, I do see it as that. Like it would be fun to kind of, but there again, my mind might be like, oh, like I gotta
yeah.
upgrade this. I gotta, because I know what,
Sentinel
I know how
arms,
long it,
Sentinel
I
arms.
know how long it took me to get to this point, and so that part would just, I think, drive me nuts a little bit. I'd be frustrated, like, oh my god, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah, for sure.
Getting
Awesome.
back to all this. And yeah, so but yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what, and I'm surprised there hasn't been like, at least I haven't seen any leaks about Town Hall 18 at all. But
Yeah.
I'm sure
They
they
said
should be
something about a
coming.
brand new game mode that's in the inside the build, or was it Judas Sloth 2, one of those
Oh,
videos. Um,
oh,
they were saying they're introducing a brand new game mechanic for the
oh,
Max Town Hall,
oh,
for only the Max Town Hall. So I don't know what that means, but
yeah, yeah,
we're really only a couple months away when you think
right,
about it.
right,
Like it
yeah,
will, I'm sure, be here by the middle of December. So
yeah. And I'm sure as we get
yeah,
close to like Halloween and all that stuff, they'll probably probably start to see
yeah, we got
more
that.
like leaks coming out, and
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
think I
stuff.
started to remember things dropping during that, and that's a fun season usually too.
Oh yeah,
Like to
yeah,
have
for sure.
the stuff.
Yeah, they usually have
Uh,
some good troops coming out during that time. Special troops and stuff. If I can remember, sometimes it's confusing to me just to try to remember them all. But yeah, no, it's usually the October stuff is usually pretty fun for sure.
what would you hope for Town Hall 18? What's your dream?
Shoot, I don't even know. Like like I don't know. I mean, I guess to you guys are talking about. I know there's no way they can like build the wider base, like make more room. I think you guys are talking about that, right? Like there's something that they can't change in there, because it seems like, dude, like it
I don't know
seems
about
like
coding.
everything is getting, like, I think everything is getting so compact, and then also too, like it's
Yeah,
like if you wanted to have like all your decorations and all of this on there, like like there's just like literally, like I try to have as much stuff on like my like home village base, whatever, that I just have up, just like I try to have everything on
yeah,
there, and like literally like I'm struggling to have
distraction.
space to put everything on there. So like I don't know, like it would be nice if there was just if they would create a little bit more space and stuff. I don't know. They're
Even if they could
definitely.
add depth,
I was. What's that?
even if they could add depth. As you're
Yeah,
saying that, I'm thinking like, imagine if you had like, you could, I don't know how they even do it, but like when they're walking, if you come in at this angle, it's more uphill, right? And then, you kind of
yeah.
contour the map a little bit.
That would be cool. Like your troops are going to be faster running down a hill or, going
Yeah.
slower walking up a hill. I think that would be kind of cool.
We're,
And I just always enjoy like new troop stuff, like I do think they got to control like the equipment. I think they're like, because I just know I'm almost max on stuff, but I know a lot of people aren't even close to it.
yeah.
And, like there's the kind of the go-tos of the equipment and there's some that I don't even touch,
Yeah.
So I
No
hope they're not
touch.
going to be, yeah, I hope they're not going to be too like overly like aggressive with that.
Have you
And
tried the
that's the
torch?
thing too. I've tried the torch and like it works pretty good for me, but it's also too like one of those things that you just get that small. It works only for like whatever to get maybe through one wall or two walls with the Super Yetis, whatever that you're using for
Yeah.
that. But I still would rather use like the Eternal Tome and even to like the Fireball. What else
Okay.
do I use with him? There's just more like I have more success with also too the Healing Tome, and I even have like the torch up to like 20 right now. I've got it up there. But like right now I've been using the Broom Witch
Oh,
quite a
okay.
bit.
Yeah.
But when I do like even when I do my Super Yetis, I just always mix it in with like Root Riders and stuff. And then mix in a bunch of other stuff with it as well. But I guess if you were
I don't
just
know.
doing a full Super Yeti attack, like I could see probably good value with that. But yeah, I've had some raids with where it's been successful, but then there's times where I'm like, is it really doing me? Like, because
I
especially if you
could.
bring in the BK, like if you bring in the BK with like the EQ, and if you're getting good
Yeah.
wall breaks off that. So I think you got to kind of pick and choose. Like one thing I would really love, like, and I know this is probably, but like in Legends, they should give you the option, like as soon as you see a base, to like to do one change on your army comp. Like if there was something
Oh
that
yeah.
would be
Why
cool.
not?
That would
I
be
think
super cool. Like
that'd be cool.
like if you go there and you say, okay, like this is definitely like I can raid this with air, or this is definitely like and that you can only
You
just have one
switch it up.
option. Like yeah, you have two queued up, right? So you're not
Yeah.
going to sit there for but you could change it if you wanted to. Like you got your regular 30 seconds that you got to make the change, and then you can just do it, and then whatever your CC is, your CC's that, right? So you got to just kind of live with it, but at least you could change. You have two comps ready to go, which I think would be kind of cool.
I'm almost wondering if that's a new game mechanic they're going to introduce.
Maybe
Yeah, I'm.
that would make
Yep.
my day.
I'm having a premonition. No,
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah,
No, I just
maybe.
that just
Maybe
seems to make
Supercell will listen and be like,
it
hey.
just seems to make so much sense. Yeah, the only reason I'm thinking even that it's could be in that soon is because they've been working so hard with the recipes and stuff
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
reworking them.
right.
Like that could
Yeah.
be
So
like at the
yeah.
max town hall, you get an option maybe.
Yep. Yeah. I think that'd be cool because they have been working on the recipes, right? And not
Yeah.
that I've really messed with that too much. I'll look at the recipes and I'll kind of see what they're like,
Or I mean, just
and
like
I'll
having
take my I'll take my own like take to it and add this and this and that, because like even too like I always just have a witch in my comp at all times to help out take the CC troops out, like that, and I always have like there's certain things I always have no matter what raid I'm doing just to take out certain things, but
my
like
super.
yeah, it would be yeah, like well, super minion or just even minions. Minions are great for helping take out like CC troops. When they're taking on the witch or something. I'm mean, taking off your AQ or something. For me, I'll drop a witch there. It will spawn and it'll just help out, take out the ice golems, and if you throw some minions on it, then really helps out quite a bit as well. But like, so I just think like, but yeah, if you have like two really good comps and like that you could just switch back and forth through. And then if you want to like after you raid, like, okay, that air raid, I need to make this tweak. And so you just can make it in between, your next raids and just kind of have the constant rotation. I think I think it'd be really cool. I think it would add like a whole new like value to the game, you know? So
Kind of add that deck setup in Royale, and like they've got kind of different. Yeah, I wonder how that would impact things.
and then your base, like now you're really gonna have to like, you know, like now you're going in there, everybody's like having these anti-broom bases, but yeah, they work good for broom attacks, but
Ah,
maybe then I wouldn't know. Or
everything
so
else.
yeah, you're gonna have to like have this like just a good like solid base that's gonna be able to handle, you know, most air attacks and, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, ground attacks as well. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. I think it would be a really cool function of it. So
I kind of,
we'll see what they have in store for us, you know.
I kind of just said whatever to this Legends League. Like I'm pushing, right? Like I'm doing everything I would do. But when it comes to event troops and that getting in the mix and mixing up my village, I usually just kind of go, let it ride. You know,
I mean,
I
do you
just
do like do you get the chance to pull a shield to save your, you know, like do you get 8 raids in before? Because like to me, that's like how you really get high up, right? Because if you can get like your 8 raids in before you get hit, you can pull a shield, you know, hold that, you know, I mean, do you do that, or do you're just doing it based on just like hope that your base holds up and you can
in
net
Legend League,
50? Yeah, in Legend League, yeah.
I didn't realize you got a shield. What
You
do you
could
mean?
you can pay you can gem it. You can gem a shield for 100. Like that's how people get up there. Like they'll like get up whenever the day starts, and then they'll get their raids in, and before anybody hits them, they can pull a shield so no one can attack them. And now they won't be able,
Oh,
and then yeah, so then you have the cooldown period, and you can do it like every 7 days. So what is so there's 28 days in the month, for the month, right? For
oh
the
shit.
So
Yeah.
you could pull four, but you have to spend 400 gems, but you could pull four shields, right? So if you say you get a great day and you pull 320 and no one's hit you yet, and you protect your shield, then you just automatically, you know, it's like say it's a start, you just automatically got to 5320,
Yeah.
right? And then yeah,
Yeah.
you have to have 4 or 7 days to do good and have a good base, but then you can do the same thing again. And you know, that's to me how these people get so high,
Way out
you
there.
know? Yeah. I
Yeah. I
mean,
mean, because that would
guys,
add
you
that
know,
could add in potentially like 1,200,
absolutely,
right?
right? You know, yeah, like that's yeah, if you did that 7 times and you got say you did get, you know, 320 the entire time, you're looking at like what is that, you know, 1,280 trophies, if I'm doing my math right, something like that,
Yeah. Hmm.
right?
Yeah, I like to attack at the end of the day.
So
Right.
I space it out. Like for me, like
Do
I'm
you?
on the West Coast, right? So like I go to bed like I get up early, like so like when at least the day starts, I'm already like sleeping. So when I wake up, I've already been hit. Like sometimes I wake up and there's nothing that's been haven't been touched yet, but like, you know, but more days than not, like, you know, I'm getting hit 8 times. There's days where maybe I get
Yeah.
8, I get
Occasionally.
5 or 6, whatever.
The glorious
Ironic,
day.
like actually this last one, beginning of this season though, like yeah, I did get like not that I got 320, but I got like the first day I got an extra like 280 because I think I got hit one time and they one starred me. So I was like, okay, I got a good jump, right? But then after
Yeah.
that, it's like, okay, now it's, you know, plus 30,
Oh,
plus 40. And then I had a bad day where I missed a raid, and I'm always switching my bases out. And like I had like a negative 60, and then you got to try to remake that up. And then yesterday I was like plus 70. And then where am I at today? I gotta go back and look and see. But like, there's just that ebb and flow. I think I'm a little bit behind you. I think you were like at 56 or 57 right now or something like that when I looked at
yeah, where am
the.
I? Oh, at the end of the day, I'm not sure where I'll be. I can't remember what I was. Where Pig's at 5,600. I think I should be about 56 by the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the day,
yeah, yeah. I think
maybe.
yeah. I'm at 55. By the end of the day, I should probably be like, I have to check and see where my rate, but I'll be at like 56, maybe 56 and a half or whatever. But yeah, I mean, even then, like the best I ever actually know. One thing I want to see is like I want to see like war stars. Who's got the most war stars out there, right? Because I always check everybody's
Oh,
war stars, and the highest I've ever seen, like I'm at
I
like
just never looked at the leaderboard.
Yeah, like a leaderboard. So I'm at like 4,700, 4,733 is where I'm at. And then, and I've seen people like around me. I've seen people at 5K. There was one time I saw a guy that was like 6K. So he definitely never took any breaks. Right. And like, so I would like to see a leaderboard for
Oh,
that. That'd be one
I
thing
only
I
got
think would be cool.
2289.
Yeah. Like I would love to see that aspect, like a leaderboard for the war
That'd be
stars.
cool.
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be,
I think it'd be cool.
I think that'd be really interesting. Even
Yeah,
if like they could
absolutely.
do it by like a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like they do with the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and the CWL ranking thing is always a little weird to me too. Like if you look at it, like it's like by league or something.
Yeah, it's by league
Show it
and
ranked
yeah, it's
up.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
to be able to see like a full list of like overall. Maybe maybe it's there somewhere, but um,
Yeah, and you know, like
sorry.
another thing too, I was just thinking about like they've got a way like just figure out a way to get like we were talking about like equipment stuff, but they've got to get a way to get people to get more ore, right? Like
Yeah,
and even into like in the capital raids, which I have no idea what they're going to do with that. That's good. Like another thing that's just kind of like we do it because you get the medals, you know, to be able to use for stuff, but
I think
like
open up for
yeah,
practice at least.
yeah,
You know,
you
like
know,
you can
so
only go in there on the weekend and like and go do your attacks. You can't really
right.
go practice.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and we do pretty good, but we even too, like we were, like we, you know, everybody, that's the one thing that everybody does do actually. Like I'm like, okay, you guys
Is the
can do
race
this, but you can't get your war raids in, but you can get all those raids in. You
the
know, so,
medals.
yeah, the medal. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see what they're going to do with that as well. I mean, there's definitely, and the builder based stuff. I mean, I don't know. Do you know anybody that does the builder based stuff at all?
Some people love that I know love it. Um, some people, I've heard people say that like that. I think some people would prefer it's that game mode.
Oh,
I mean, not a lot of people, but it just might be that goes where their attention goes too.
right. Yeah.
Like maybe if you're starting off and you're into it, like then it's really fun. But like everybody kind of wants to have a point of doing something, like or
Mm-hmm.
know at least there's something on the horizon or
And I like there, I'll max it out, but I literally, you know, I'll go and I'll jump in to get my gem or two each day, whatever, you know. But I haven't rated in there, and who knows how long, you know. I think I got to like 5,000, whatever, and then I just was like, I don't know. Then I
I
dropped
do
down.
it.
I think I'm like at 47 or 48 or something, you know. But
I do it for clan war stuff or clan game.
oh,
Like,
oh,
'cause you
gotcha.
can
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's there's that aspect of it as well. But
otherwise,
I try to stay away from it. I really do. I don't
every few days I slog my ass across the water,
know.
collect some things and set some things upgrading, and then I haul my ass back home.
Yeah, there you go.
They're just like, here we go, here we go. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. I
never
don't know
really
what it.
did it for me. Like I don't know. Like it never really just felt like even to like the strategy. I don't know. It just didn't work really for me in my brain. I guess you know. Like I just think there's so much more that goes into like a raid on the regular, you know,
Yeah.
stuff that you know, like there's just more to it, and
Well,
yeah, just for
obviously,
me.
I think most people prefer it, but like it'd be hard. I think for someone who like loves the preciseness and like moving things around and is really into strategy.
Yeah.
Um, when these are kind of like more bite size battles to me.
Yeah,
If that
exactly.
makes sense.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, it'd be cool to see what they do. I mean, kind of maybe now is the time where they just got to bring it all together. Bring it all together. Like, okay, here we are. Now how can we connect this and make it all like lean on each other and
Oh yeah. I mean, that would be
better?
another
You know what
thing
I mean?
too as well, right? Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Put the builder hut into the other format as the um capital and
yeah.
maybe or let everybody have their base in there and who knows, but
Yeah, who knows? There's a definitely. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, if you really like, they could intertwine it all, in some way, shape, or form. And I guess they try to do it in a small way, but not enough to where, like, yeah, it would be interesting. Like I do one thing that's kind of funny though. Like, like everybody has their own hut, the capital stuff, and like they
Yeah.
can decorate it, and it does
Yes.
kind of make this like village thing. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I yeah,
When I get mad at
but
somebody, I go move my house
yeah,
over
exactly right.
by somebody else.
Yeah, here I'm the one that's got this tree right here. You get your ass out of here.
Why did you move your clan house away from me?
Yeah, right. I thought we were friends, bro. Come on.
That's it. I'm
Uh,
moving.
yeah, that's it.
I'm moving.
I'm changing my roof color because we can't match.
Yep.
So,
Out.
so shit like that. Yeah,
It
it's
would
kind
be
of
cool
funny.
too if everybody could edit it, or like each person had the thing, because they would kind of rests with like the wrong people in the capital. I mean, not the wrong people, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
um maybe people who are interested that would be able to do it for
Yeah,
sure.
and like when it first came out, I was like, because one thing I still do like is I still like build bases. I don't do it a lot, but I enjoy that aspect of the game.
Yeah, it's
And to
cool.
see how well it will hold up. And like I've been working on one, and of course I had some hits in the clan. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking this is gonna do good, and it did good for the first day of Legends, and then it just got freaking beat up by freaking the broom stuff. And so just constantly making tweaks. But then the cooldown, that's what's kind of frustrating though. Like when you're building a base is like the 1 day cooldown on it. I almost wish they would make it a little bit
Oh
shorter,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I don't know, maybe like a
something.
12-hour window. Cause if like, at least if you're working on it for the day, like at least you can use it for the next day, versus having to wait like a whole
Well,
day to use it. So like, I
you
don't know.
move a wall and you're screwed.
Yeah, right. Or move a bomb or
Oh,
whatever, like, yeah,
yep.
like I just feel like you should be able to make like minor tweaks to it,
Yeah,
and
percentage maybe.
yeah, and get like a window to be able to still be able to use the base, or like at least use it for the next day of Legends if you want to. So if it does get beat up, like if you get up there in the
Yeah,
morning, you're like, oh shoot, I'm getting beat up here, and I get on early, and I can still have 12 hours left in the Legends day. Like I could still revamp that base and then use it for the following day. That would be nice. But
I did realize you can change directions and like building modes without it cooling down. So
oh,
like,
okay.
so if I wanna, but but here's how I have to do it. Um, so like if you do a friendly attack against a base, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say you're like, oh, I want to let me try it with the spitters pointing this way, or the
Right.
spitters pointing this way. Just go into the base and edit it. Just change the spitter. Don't move it or anything. Just change the direction. And then what you got to do is pop it out of challenge with a different base, so it's out of that memory,
Mm-hmm.
and then select it again, and those spitters will be changed, but like it
Oh.
won't cool down your base.
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
So
Even
that
then, like
saved me a few
just even
times.
even even changing that, yeah, can change. Because obviously you're going to see maybe you didn't see, because there's always a weak side to the base, right? There's always a weak point,
Yeah,
right? And so like
well, 'cause
yeah, you figure out like you didn't realize it when you built the base, like okay, you didn't see that aspect coming, and then obviously someone shows you like okay, you screwed up here, you
yeah.
know. So like,
It's a
and
way
then
to
you can
too to
make
like
this, change it, tweak it.
yeah, it's a way too to like go, okay, I like this design. Now
Mm-hmm.
let me see if I can just screw things up a little bit, and then be able to hit it and go, okay, I can make tweak within reason. Boom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like, and I think carrying that over, like kind of like you're saying, to somehow into the cooldown, like maybe it's in like 10% or
Yeah, exactly.
quarter of the
Like
base.
if you're like changing a bunch of different stuff, yeah, okay, 1 day. But if it's like, you're maybe moving, an archer tower here, and you're swapping it out for a spitter, or you're just making some like you're not changing a bunch of compartments or something. You may be moving some different things around, or
Yeah.
you figure your double bombs or giant double bombs are working better here because
Yeah.
you're seeing that them coming in with
Right.
that entry more often than not, right? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. That
Should
would
I
be,
move the
I think.
trap?
What's that? Should I move the track? Yeah, exactly.
Should I
Yeah.
move the trap? The bump to trap. Well, should we do shout outs and wrap up? I want to keep
Yeah,
you
for
on.
sure. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. Of course, want to give a shout out to all the members of House of L and all the old nutsacks from the True Sons and all the sleuths out there from Savage Sleuths. But yeah, and all the members at Reloaded and stuff like that. Definitely appreciate the clan and then also to the bigger picture, with all you guys at the House of L and all the different, at one point or another, I think, there's this, we've all crossed paths or been in each clan.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, I always just enjoy it and, enjoy the
You
people
know,
and just and
and then
everything about the
you
game, so.
find out more about it too. Like somebody will just tell me, like the other day, somebody told me like, "Oh no, I was here before," and I said, "You never said that." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." Like he just didn't because he was here when I was gone and just didn't tell me about it and
Right.
stuff. Like
Exactly.
where you're like, well, the tapestry of like relationships and like how people have crossed over the years, in different ways. It feels
Oh
very
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Just everybody, like I just, yeah, go back to, and even too, if you look back at like your friends in Discord or this and that, and like, or even on your social within, Clash, like you're just like, oh shoot. And, like you just realize too, like you're like, oh man, I gotta reach out to that person. Like, what they're doing, Like you just, so that's part of the game that I've always, it's just enjoyed. So, but yeah, that's
It's,
so again,
speaking
appreciate the time for sure.
speaking of
What
that,
were you gonna
thank
say?
you so much because what you reminded me, that happened to me the other day,
Oh,
where I saw someone from the past online,
yeah.
by the name of somebody else. That's the player's name, somebody else. I always call him SE from the
There you
from
go.
the old days. And in over the years, it was like I caught. I think we left about the same time, and I'd kind of get
Okay.
some updates here and there from people that cross paths with him, right, or messaged him at one point and something. So I saw him online. It just popped up as online, and I was like, "That's the first time I had seen him online forever." And so I just said, "SE," and I sent it to him, and we touched base and chatted it up for an hour while I was
Oh,
while I was on the treadmill. It was
yeah,
really
there you go.
cool.
I love it, man. I
Yeah,
love it. It's great. Good
and,
stuff for sure.
and that was another like torrent of memories, like kind of coming in, and then like connecting who he was connected to again in my memory and stuff. Seems really
Oh,
fun.
even after this, I'm gonna be like rummaging through my mind, like, oh, I, should have talked about this or forgot about this person or this, that,
Yeah,
whatever. But
exactly.
yeah, it's
Uh,
so many, so many different, like,
Was it
intertwined,
the
that kind of
Seven
stuff. So,
Sons? Was it you said Seven Sons?
oh no, from the True Sons or
But what was the other clan related to that?
oh,
Um,
so it was that, so we had two sons, and then there was a little break off, and there was a second sons, and
Second
then
Sons.
from the
Yeah.
second sons there was drama, and then we went over and had Savage Sleuths, and then of course there we
Almost
had a good
famous.
run with that, and then after a couple years there was too much drama, and then like so that's how like me DP there was Kaz was Andy with us at the time. There's so many different names. I know, like I trying to remember everybody, but we
It's like
clan hopped for a little bit after that. Like we went like to Red Eclipse for a little bit. We were at Burnt Creativity, and then we definitely ended up at House of L though. Like this must have been so 2013, 2015, and then Sleuths was like 2017. So we probably ended up like at House of L, like somewhere in like 2017, 18-ish or whatever. And I know at that time there was some stuff happening with House of L. Like there was like a good little run, and then some people started leaving. And then
Yeah.
I know when I left to go back True Sons for a little bit, that was like 2020, but then I came back over and there was another good run of House of L, and then that kind of fell off. And so when I went to Reloaded, like I think you guys just came back to House of the main account and we're getting things back up and running. Because when did you come
Yeah.
back over there and really kind of get things?
2020, February 2024, I think.
Okay, so that makes sense
Summer, February,
because
March.
yeah, because then at that
Yeah.
point, like, because I was maybe at um maybe where was I at that time? Maybe I was in Relax or something. Yeah, because I got permanently back over at Reloaded. I think it was like July of 24, or maybe it was a little bit earlier than that. So it's probably all around those
Yeah.
timelines. So I probably just miss you guys when you guys came back over to Maine and stuff like that as well. But
Yeah, because that was, yeah. Yeah. Just, it's wild to think about.
I wish I would have. I
Like,
probably
well,
should keep a timeline, a chronology time
well, because
timeline of
like
it
you
all,
even
right?
say like sleuths, savage sleuths, and I'm like, oh yeah, and like it just there's some missing pieces of like little things that I'm just or like the second son's like completely have forgotten about all of a sudden. That's like, well, there it is. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
just it's a wild. It's cool to know how like rich and um crazy really the whole game is.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. And like it was like I said, even for me, it all started very similar to even Boaz, which was like
Yeah,
I don't know, it was like, kind of like this whole like early same trajectory on everything, and like it just when like so I re-listened to that, I was like, oh my god, that's so funny because I've totally forgot about all that. I mean, I knew he was in
yeah,
obviously in Iron Stunts and all that stuff, and like him, Capone, and uh
yeah.
Rojo and Trix and Jax and like all these guys, right? Like the early days of the True Sons and stuff, and then later on,
I
like
remember him talking about.
Biz and Andy and all these guys, and yeah, just yeah, a lot of good memories, good times, and like I said, trying to keep it. And that's another thing, trying to keep it track of everybody's name, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
all the different
Poor name.
creativity, you know. So
Let's
because
see
even
how
when I
guys
started,
came up.
my thing was like Slaydecker, and then later on I changed it to Sleyd, and then just to kind of shorten it up a little bit. But yeah, I was just
It
yeah,
does make for nice names in your phone
yeah,
contacts.
right,
Dirty
exactly, right.
Pirate, Phantom
Dirty Pirate,
Lord,
yeah, yeah.
Sasquatch. It's a few shout outs before I forget. Griffin, new to the clan, Peckopedia, Jarrett, Radioactive Duck. Am I forgetting this time? The new people over in Houseville, Zane, I see, uh, MX Luke's Flash. Uh, welcome everybody. Also, Pamba, who kicked butt in this challenge, the Gold Rush challenge.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I will compile a list, like I said, to the co-leaders out there hanging in there. Um, shout out to you guys. Thanks for your help. Shout out to all you listeners. Have been doing a lot of work on the podcast behind the scenes and getting things geared up for the kind of winter season, I guess, as we move into winter. And hope to do more events and things like that. So, well, thank you again for being here. I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank
it.
you,
It's really
man.
fun to
Stoked
catch
on
up
it.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, and just yeah, talking memories and stuff, and yeah, I appreciate it. So
Good
it's
times.
a good time. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, get a hold of us at Clash of Clans Podcast at gmail.com or clashclanspodcast.com. Uh, or until next time, keep it clashy.
Later.
Skilly beep boop beep boop skilly boop.